Okay, I feel
Um,
like I should give more context because you're just like brushing over this.
yeah,
Okay, so Sarah and TJ were totally together, right? But then TJ is all like, I'm gonna go out onto the West Coast. So he goes out onto the West Coast for a whole year, doesn't fucking contact Sarah. So
no,
Sarah's like, what the fuck? So, anyways, Sarah ends up starting to date Axel. Axel and Sarah seem to be very, very enamored with each other. TJ comes back and then he's all like mad because Sarah's dating Axel. But Sarah's all like, yo, where did you go? You didn't even call me. Finally, they have a talk. TJ is all, Sarah, I was failing out there. Like I went out there and I thought I was going to be a big shit, but I was just shit. I don't know what happened. I couldn't tell you that. And she's like, you could have just written me a letter. Then they make out and now we're back.
right. Everything that she said is true.
Lights, camera, and action. Welcome to the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast. Remember those childhood movies you loved? We're going to watch them again and find out if they're still as amazing as you remember. Let's get ready to join Anna and Jimmy as they go back and watch those movies you remember being oh so awesomely good. Horror movies that scared. Comedy movies that dared.
Damn!
And action movies so preposterously ludicrous that they defied the laws of common sense. Now, here's your hosts, Anna Santos and Jimmy Coates.
My Bloody Valentine.
My Bloody Valentine.
All right. Welcome to the I Remember Like That Movie podcast. Today we are in the 80s. We are watching a slasher because it's going to be Valentine's Day. Does this release right on Valentine's? I didn't check that out. But we are doing two, and the first one is an old one. I don't know who. There's no one memorable from this at all.
From the first?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cynthia Dale's in it.
That sounds familiar. Hold on.
She's one of the Dale sisters. Jennifer Dale is the other one. Love
Nothing
them
familiar.
both.
Do you see her boobies? Oh, yeah, I know her. She's in that Street Legal show. Isn't she?
Yeah, she did Street Legal, but she also did one of my favorite movies of all time. That is also
Moonstruck?
one of the cheesiest movies. No.
Oh.
Heavenly Bodies.
Heavenly Bodies.
It's she plays an aerobics instructor who goes up against another aerobics instructor in order to save her gym. In an
Sounds
aerobics
awesome.
off. There's an
Sounds-
aerobics marathon, but she's injured because someone like I Tanya'd her. And it was like a whole thing. Like this movie is incredibly cheesy, but fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
I'm
remember
telling you,
that
man,
movie.
one of the best movies to have ever been made because it's so just 1980s cheese and it's amazing. But anyways, yes, she's in this movie.
Okay. Yes, it has that chick in it, and it also has some other people in it. It's directed by someone, George Mahalka.
Mahalka.
Yeah, Mahalka. Yeah. What do you remember about My Bloody Valentine?
Honestly, the 1981 one, very little.
Yeah.
Not even going to joke. I remember watching it, but this was also late night, probably early 90s when I saw it on late nights movies. So I barely remember it, but I remember liking it enough to make me want to watch the remake in theaters on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, this would have been just another slasher horror movie in a long line of.
Yeah.
It looks like a horror movie, so I'm going to watch it. And I remember a little bit, but nothing really other than the costume.
Yeah. Like I remember the costume. I remember scenes in the mines, but I don't remember a lot about like the characters or how they all like interact with each other. But I do remember a lot of the mine scenes and like some of the kills. So I mean, like I have a vague memory of that, but ask me to recite the plot and not gonna happen. You're still mute.
All right. Let's take a look at the box office for My Bloody Valentine. Came out February 11th, 1981. Good for you. Fucking taking advantage. So many movies that don't do that.
I
Had a
know.
budget of 2.3 million and it grossed just over 5.6. So, not a runaway hit, but something
Mm.
tells me someone got some money.
Oh, yeah. But
Probably
I'm
not
sure
the
this
people
did
that were
well
supposed to.
in like indie theaters,
Yeah.
where they replay like classics or just older horror movies all the time.
Yeah, and especially when it came to rentals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Well, let's go to the tail of the tape. My Bloody Valentine, 1981, is a holiday horror. Rated R and comes in at 1 hour and 31 minutes. Now, I found there is the theatrical version and an uncut version that differs wildly.
Really?
Yeah, especially when it comes to the gore, which made sense back then.
Yeah. They would have been very, very heavily edited in theaters for 1981.
Yes. So, My Bloody Valentine taglines. Okay, there is a few.
Oh, geez. All right, let's go.
Harry's out to steal your heart.
I mean, that's not bad. But none of us know who Harry is.
No. Cross your heart and hope to die.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, kind of stole it. Heartburn.
It's terrible. Funny, but terrible.
This Valentine's Day, romance is dead.
Perfect. I love it.
Yeah, that's a
That's
good
a
one.
great one.
Sarah, be my bloody Valentine.
Mm-mm.
Again, we don't know who Sarah is.
We don't know who Sarah is. We don't care about her.
It's such a Cole, Coal movie. You'll want to see it over and over again.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's absolutely terrible.
Something my kids would say, or me.
Sorry.
Roses are red, violets are blue. One is dead, the next is you.
Perfect. That's a great one.
There's more than one way to lose your heart.
Okay, actually, that's pretty good. That one's pretty good.
Valentine's Day will never be the same again.
No.
Okay, that was it. That was a few. There are actually
That was
a couple of good ones, 2 or 3.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
counted 2 exceptional ones and one that was very, very good. So, I mean, that already is blowing other ones out of the park. So, whoever was thinking those up, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Give them a raise. Or really just shoot them an extra, like, what, $5?
Yes. Yeah. It's probably what they got paid.
It's been like 42, 43 years.
My
Very
Bloody Valentine synopsis. A decades-old folktale surrounding a deranged murderer killing those who celebrate Valentine's Day turns out to be true to legend when a group defies a killer's order and people start turning up dead.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good synopsis.
And here's the poster. I don't like this.
No.
For
It's
those
weird.
for those listening, it's okay, let me just blow this up here. At the very top, there's more than one way to lose your heart. There is a guy in a coal miner's mask. There's some red stuff. I'm guessing that's blood in the
Eh?
front of it. And then there's a big light of some kids and there's hearts above, like he's thinking about it. It just says My Bloody Valentine and all the information, Paramount, rated R. Yeah, no, this poster sucks.
Well, it's weird because the red stuff that's running, does it also have flowers in it?
Yeah,
It's very, yeah. And then there's something around his eyes and the goggles, but everything is so dark except for that light sphere,
yeah.
thought sphere.
Hey,
Okay,
My
but
Bloody Valentine. Your poster blows.
yeah,
Now,
that's not a good one.
there are 2 other ones that came out later for DVD and stuff like that.
Mm.
Much better.
Oh, 100%.
Even the My Bloody Valentine with the bloody handprint. But the one over there is for a special edition Blu-ray or DVD, I'm not sure, is great. Cross your heart and hope to die. Yeah, no, these 2 are much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one just
You get full regular minor, great lighting,
yeah.
hints to Valentine's Day with hearts, no random glowy thought bubble.
No. All right. Reviews. Rotten Tomatoes. Out of 26 critic reviews, 58%. That's actually not bad for actual critic reviews.
Yeah.
5,000 plus audience reviews, 52%.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. Never work for horror movies. Can you really trust a?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with the fresh reviews, and you may go first.
Even if it was aiming to cash in on the Valentine's Day setting, the connection to the holiday only heightens the absurd and entertaining horrors contained within its runtime. Patrick Kavanagh, The Wolfman Cometh, original score 4 out of 5.
Sick, twisted, and guaranteed to leave you numb or nauseous, or both. Bill Gibron, filmcritic.com, original score 3 out of 5.
Nice. Far from the best horror film and far from the best slasher, there is something classically endearing about My Bloody Valentine. Stephanie Archer, Film Inquiry.
Here are some Rotten Tomato audience. Fans of 80s gore, you know who you are, should check out the unrated cut. JH, 3 stars.
Nice. This slasher does not get enough love. The MPAA cut 9 minutes of footage, which means it had some great kills. The gore was really good for a movie in 81. That's crazy. Poo Flower, 5 stars.
Yeah, Poo Flower.
Yeah, Poo Flower.
A decent 80s slasher that utilizes a nice mystique with the ghost tale-like format that carries the story. I also love the location. Really added to the claustrophobic feel. But the film's pace has some serious lulls. But when it is good, expect some good carnage candy. Unknown, 3 stars.
Carnage Candy, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Rotten.
I'm ready. My Bloody Valentine probably won't make you shiver with fright, but it's almost certain to make you squirm, first with irritation and then with revulsion. Tom Buckley, New York Times.
I like how they do that, and they expect that. That's almost a positive review for people.
Yes,
Like,
if you're a horror movie fan, you're like,
yeah.
wait, revulsion? Fantastic.
That's awesome. It's different than Halloween. This one is Valentine's Day. Scott Weinberg, efilmcritic.com, original score 4 out of 10.
Oh, Scott. At least the film gets right into the killing, starting with the unlikely victim of an old lady. Mike Massey, Gone with the Twins, original score 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Damn, Mike.
Spoiler alert, Mike. Here are some audience ones. My Bloody Valentine doesn't offer the same quality of storytelling and visuals as other slasher films released around this time. The movie is uninteresting with a predictable killer. The acting is terrible, and the effects are bad, even for the 80s. The remake, which is also a flop, is better. Farrah R, 1 star.
Damn, Farrah.
Oh.
Ugh, that was awful. Unknown, half star.
I guess it's better than Friday the 13th sequels. Sort of funny at points. The actors elevate a terrible movie that throws sense out the window and just goes for whatever it feels like doing. The execution of the terrible script is just as poor. Every murder feels inevitably no tension whatsoever. There are laughable moments, but for the most part, it's as skippable as these things come. Unknown, 1 star.
It's kind of harsh.
That was a mouthful. Jesus.
Yeah.
IMDb, 25,000 user ratings, and it's got a 6.2. That's pretty good for a horror movie.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, when you get into that 5 area.
Yeah. If you head into the 6s, I mean, you're doing pretty well.
All right, you may start.
Okie dokies. A true classic 80s horror. If you have unrated version. 10 out of 10, Brant Sponsseller.
And this popped up everywhere, this unrated version.
Yeah.
One of the better 1980s slashers. 9 out of 10, M. Jansen's 26.
This pointless holiday deserves a good slasher film. 8 out of 10, Thomas B. Bloodhound.
A cult classic that has aged into a guilty pleasure. 7 out of 10, River Tam 26.
Over the top, dumb fun, awful and entertaining. Bloody is the word for the 80s anyways. 6 out of 10, Bowman Blue.
Not bad, but not great. 5 out of 10, Mike JPEG or JPG.
My Bloody Awful Valentine. 4 out of 10, Coleridge. Oh.
More slasher crap from the 80s. 3 out of 10, The Void.
So mean. Ridiculous. And I'm a fan of slashers. 2 out of 10. Aomal, 27.
I would rather get hit by a car than watch this again. 1 out of 10. Bottle Gnome, 255.
Calm down, Bottle Gnome. Calm down.
All right. So, box office, tail of the tape, and we got some reviews. Let's watch the trailer for My Bloody Valentine 1981.
I'm ready.
And can you hear that?
A little bit, yeah. There we go.
It's a bad time, this time of year. How many times is he going to tell this story?
Oh, let him tell it. I love fairy tales.
This ain't no fairy tale, little girl. If you don't take it seriously, you're a fool.
The first Valentine's dance in 20 years has to be something special.
Look, Landers, you got to get a lot of exercise if you're going to grapple with Gretchen.
Oh, yeah? Well, I got a Valentine for her that she's never going to forget. Right to the heart, huh?
In this town on Valentine's Day, everybody loses their heart.
Roses are red, violets are blue. One is dead, and so are you.
It can't be happening again. It can't be happening again.
What's going on over in Valentine Bluffs? It looks like Harry Warden's back in town.
It happened once. It happened twice. Cancel the dance or it'll happen for twice. In the town of Valentine Bluffs, there are many ways to die. Take your pick. My Bloody Valentine.
That was terrible.
Yeah. But it's a terrible in a good way.
Yeah. I'm kind of into it, not gonna lie.
So what's your predictions for My Bloody Valentine?
I think I'm gonna like it just for the cheese. And that trailer, even though the trailer was terrible,
Yeah.
had so much 80s cheese in it. And I have a feel I'm gonna try and find the unrated version to watch. So yeah, I think we should aim for that because I think we're gonna get full like creator's vision.
Yeah, I would like to get the
Yeah.
director's one. Now, I'm not paying $40 or $50 for it, but if I can
no.
find it,
No, sir, no.
if I can find a cheap DVD or if they rent it, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, apparently you can rent it on like everything.
Yeah,
Let's see how this goes.
but the theatrical version or the unrated
Yeah,
version.
true.
All right. Well, yeah, I think it looks very early 80s. It looks very familiar, but like I'm hoping it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a lot to be able to like laugh at it. You know what I mean? Like give me some entertainment for it. Give me
Yeah.
some creative kills. Give me a decent slasher. I'll be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, because it didn't strike me as Halloween. It didn't
Yeah.
strike me as Black Christmas.
No.
So if you're gonna be cheesy, yes, as long as you're fun, yeah, it'll be cool. So we are gonna go watch the 1981 version, and when we come back, we are gonna review it.
You heard them. Movie time. Let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves a treat, and then watch a classic kick-ass movie from whenever the one we're about to watch was made.
right. Ooh, wasn't that scary stuff, kids? My Bloody Valentine 1981. Did you watch the 81 version of My Bloody Valentine?
Yes, I did. Although I don't think I watched the unrated one.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have the patience to really search for this, but
Yeah,
that's
no,
okay.
I looked for it for a bit. I think the only way you're going to see it is either
DVD or
download it off of a torrent site or something, or buy the actual
yeah,
unrated video. It wouldn't have been. I wouldn't be able to get it here fast enough.
yeah,
Anyway,
no.
no. So, what are your initial thoughts of 1981's My Bloody Valentine?
I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, which was surprising. It was a lot better than I thought it would be, which surprised me and delighted me as well. What were your thoughts?
This is not the greatest shot, not the greatest acted, not the greatest edited movie, but there is some fun in this movie.
Mhm.
And there are some creepy tones and like genuine tension,
Yeah.
ascots, handlebar mustaches, and all.
The fantastic shoes.
Oh,
This movie.
yeah. All right. Well, let's go through this movie. All right. So, inside a mine shaft, a female miner takes off her gear in front of another miner. When the woman performs a striptease, the miner pushes her onto a mining pickaxe, killing her. I call bullshit here. Could have at least waited a minute.
Well, no. Hold on. There's a little something in there because she's stripping, right? And then she goes to take off his mask, and then he like shakes his head, and you hear him say no. And she's like, all right. And I was like, that's an interesting kink. Fine. Then she fondles his oxygen hose very, very intimately. And I was like, this is weird. This is super weird. Then he kind of fondles her a little bit, on the breast. He's like, oh, look, you have a little heart tattoo. That's nice. Pa!
Yeah.
And then threw the pickaxe. And I was like, oh, I did not remember any of that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's keep going.
I just thought he was just an inconsiderate slasher villain. Mayor Hanniger of Valentine Bluffs, a Canadian mining town, reinstates the traditional Valentine's Day dance, which has been suspended for 20 years.
Mhm.
This town is decorating the shit out of itself.
They're really going for it.
Yeah.
Home handicrafts decorations too, which is what makes me super happy.
Oh yeah, they don't have a dollar store in this town.
No, they do not.
This
There is
all
no
handmade
Dollarama.
decorations. It did remind me of my childhood, like the making of the decorations
Oh, you actually decorated for that shit?
at school.
Oh, I
You
don't
didn't
think we
like
did.
cut out hearts and stuff at school?
No, not really. We would make like Valentines for our parents when we were really young.
Oh,
And then like there was the giving out of Valentines to your classmates.
yeah.
I don't think I ever
No
did
Valentine's
those.
Day dances?
I don't think so. I don't remember. You also got to remember, I went to a Catholic
Oh, yeah, you
school.
went to a Catholic school.
So Saint Valentine, we had a different relationship with
Yeah,
him.
different view on the whole holiday.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
like, no, he was killed. That's what we learned. They executed him.
Yeah.
That's our story. Not let's go make kissy face.
Yeah, I don't recall the adults in my town decorating this substantially, and definitely not on Valentine's.
It's a
And I'm
different
like,
vibe.
where are all the teens? Like, this decorating is for adults. That was a little weird.
It honestly, I've never seen early 20 somethings so excited, but also Mabel of Madame Mabel's Laundrette. I love her. She played Mrs. Lind on Road to Avonlea. I just thought, because I kept looking at her face and I was like, I know you. So I looked her up. But they are so enthusiastic. Like the entire town is fucking thrilled about this thing at the Union Hall. And I'm like, it's a dance. You guys
Yeah,
are
it's
throwing
a
a
dance.
dance.
Calm down, people.
Yeah. Although I want to say a special kudos to Moosehead. I think they sponsored this entire.
Yeah, I think they sponsored them too, because there was a lot of Moosehead beer.
There was a lot of Moosehead cans, bottles.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if there was draft too. I didn't notice that, but
I
I'm
never
like,
even heard of Moosehead. Also, can we acknowledge the amazingly ludicrous "let's go grab a beer after work" race to the bar?
oh my god.
those cars these men absolutely owned and drove actually looked like they belonged in a Mad Max movie.
Yes.
It was insane.
First, they take a group shower.
Yeah,
Then
group
they're all like,
shower.
let's run.
Yeah.
Just tossing soaps everywhere. I'm just saying.
We also get the whole legend story from a former miner, now a bartender or owner of a bar. The dances stopped 20 years ago after an accident in which 2 supervisors left 5 miners in the mines to attend the dance. Because they forgot to check methane gas levels in the mining tunnels, there was an explosion that caused the mining tunnel to cave in and trap the miners. I was calling bullshit again because when the bartender telling the story is like, we dug for 6 weeks to get those boys out, I'm like, this is stupid. Who the fuck is going to survive for 6 weeks, you idiots?
Well,
And
at one point, you're just digging for the bodies.
Yeah.
That's what they're thinking. They're thinking they're just go find a bunch of bodies, and they kind of did.
Yeah. Harry Warden, the only survivor, resorted to cannibalism to survive and went insane from the ordeal. Well done, my Bloody Valentine 1981. I forgot that part. The bartender who was working the mines then, he said he was the first one through, finds a fucked up Harry, and what a great scene. Harry looked like the ordeal of resorting to cannibalism had an effect on him.
Yeah, it was fucking fantastic because you also have to consider this. Because when you see that scene in the retelling, he's literally like he's got an arm with bite marks on it in his hands.
Yeah.
So he's like gnawing down on an arm.
Yeah.
While waiting to be rescued. That arm has been in that hot mine, closed off mine for 6 weeks. What do you think? That meat has gone bad. That I'm like, that's not to mention it's one of his coworkers and friends, which is extra weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, also he's been down there for 6 weeks. So when they showed how crazy he was, I was like, well done. Well done.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was the first one through, let's be clear. I wouldn't be at the front of that
I was gonna say.
that rescue effort. But if I was, the ear-piercing screams that would be coming through that miner suit. Once I saw Harry the cannibal, everyone would be behind me would have thought I found a delirious woman. Just screaming.
How did a woman get down there?
Yeah.
It's not her, it's me. It's me.
Yeah, that's not a woman, that's Jimmy.
Yeah, first of all, I think it's super funny that you think you'd be anywhere in the mines. You'd be upstairs. You'd be upstairs, like writing a list of like the people who were going down for the search efforts. Let me make a schedule, guys. It's fine.
Yeah. I wouldn't be at the front of that. No. But if I was. The next year, he murdered the 2 supervisors who left their posts the previous year, cut out their hearts and placed them in Valentine's candy boxes, with a note from Harry warning the town never to hold the Valentine's Day dance ever again, or he will commit more killings. Warden was placed in an insane asylum, and the accident was forgotten, so the dance resumed.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue Harry should have went to the insane asylum after all the cannibalism. Oh, wait, he was in a state mental institute after that.
He was.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't he escape?
Yeah, but he came back to town.
Yeah, came back to town. Killed.
He either escaped.
The other
I hope they
2.
didn't let him out.
No, they didn't let him out.
Yeah.
I think he escaped.
Yeah.
Went back to the town.
I hope.
Killed the 2 guys who left early from the party. Jerk. And then they like locked him up.
Yeah.
Because I think they thought we can fix him. No, you can't.
Yeah. Our bad. A group of young residents is excited about the dance. Gretchen, Dave, Hollis, Patty, Sylvia, Howard, Mike, John, Tommy, and Harriet, Sarah, Axel, and Mayor's son TJ are involved in a tense love triangle. I'm sorry, there's a period in there. I made it sound like everyone was in a huge love triangle.
That's a lot of people in that triangle.
Well, that wouldn't be a triangle. That'd be 13. So a tetradecagon, or 14 people, a tridecagon.
It's really...
yeah, I think so. But it's Sarah, Axel, and the mayor's son TJ are involved in a tense love triangle. That could have been a great whodunit, a who's who of doing it. They're all just trying to figure out who's banging who at the end. It's everyone.
No kidding, right?
They all just laugh. The big guy Halls is suddenly naked. Just ends with an 81's orgy. Fucking ascots and handle mustaches everywhere. Ugh. Yeah, I'm getting off track here. Mayor Hanniger. And Mayor Hanniger and the town's police chief, Jake Newby, receive an anonymous box of Valentine chocolates containing a human heart and a note warning that the murders will begin if the dance proceeds. That evening, resident Mabel is murdered by a mining-geared killer in a laundromat, and her heart is removed. Newby publicly reports that she died of a heart attack to prevent a panic. He contacts the mental institution where Harry Warden was incarcerated, but they have no record of him.
Which I thought was really great. Also, I felt really, really bad for Mabel.
Yeah.
Because apparently she really thought she was getting real Valentines.
Yeah.
And then she didn't. There was just a really, really creepy note. And then, dying. But her death was amazing.
Yeah.
I
It's
enjoyed
gross. I was wondering, would a dryer really do that to you?
It could.
Yeah,
It
probably.
could.
If you're
Well,
in there
depending
long
on how
enough.
long you let it run for,
Yeah,
it
gross.
could definitely do that. She basically cooked. And that was my favorite part about it. The sheriff's walking around the laundry mat and is like, what is that smell? He's like smelling his pipe. He's like opening up different machines because he's like, what is that?
Yeah.
And then the dryer stops, it pops open, and Mabel pops out. And I'm like, yes.
Mabel was
And
cooking.
ew.
And the lady at the loony bin is like, he either was released, moved, or died. I don't know.
Yeah. She's like, we have no record of him.
Yeah.
Ever. And they're like, well, isn't there some way you can find it? We can look at I think she said the microfiche, which is those little microfilms. God, back in the day, it was so hard to.
But it would take a while.
It would take a while. She's like, it'll take a few days. And he's like, I need that answers now. And she's like, well, why am I going to look through that for you?
Yeah.
Lady.
And that is what it was like in better times, kids. Don't let losing track of the odd serial killer every now and then take away from the fact they were better times. Mom stayed home. Dads drove home on back roads drunk from parties. Kids played outside all the time. Yeah, some kids ended up on milk cartons. But we had no texting, no internet. We didn't know. As far as we know, copacetic. Because the 97 or 96% of the kids who didn't end up missing, good times. It was wonderful. Hanniger and Newby cancel the dance, but the town's youngsters decide to hold their own party at the mine. This is such a bad idea. Even I know that.
Such a bad idea.
Even without the serial killer, that's not a good idea. The bartender warns them against it, but is killed by the miner while trying to set up a dummy miner to scare the group. Nice kill. The dragon across the parking lot.
It was a great kill.
Yeah.
This movie has some really, really good kills in it.
It does. Yeah. And it kind of made me think, like, I went actually and saw what was missing from, and all those kills were just expanded upon. Every kill had a lot more to it, was more violent, more gross.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wouldn't mind seeing the unrated version.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're right about here. We're at the halfway point. The love triangle is in full swing. Alex and TJ play harmonica for old time's sake, smack each other around for a bit. TJ abducts Sarah and takes her to the ocean to make out. For those listening, Sarah didn't put up much of a fight on either account.
Okay, I feel like I should give more context because you're just like brushing over this.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sarah and TJ were totally together, right? But then TJ is all like, I'm going to go out onto the West Coast. So he goes out onto the West Coast for a whole year, doesn't fucking contact Sarah. So Sarah's like, what the fuck? So anyways, Sarah ends up starting to date Axel. Axel and Sarah seem to be very, very enamored with each other. TJ comes back and then he's all like mad because Sarah's dating Axel. But Sarah's all like, yo, where did you go? You didn't even call me. Finally, they have a talk. TJ is all, Sarah, I was failing out there. Like I went out there and I thought I was going to be a big shit, but I was just shit. I don't know what happened. I couldn't tell you that. And she's like, you could have just written me a letter. Then they make out and now we're back.
Right. Everything that she said is true. The sheriff gets a box of chocolates thinking there might be a heart inside, but it's just from Mabel to the sheriff.
R.I.P.
And then he's kind of sad because he won't be banging Mabel on Valentine's Day. She dead. She cooked. He would have been fluffing Mabel's delicates. I like to say something more wittier, but that's the best I got, people.
I don't know. That was pretty good. I give you points for that.
So Are we at this point excited, bored, can't wait for what's coming, can't wait for it to be over? Where are we now? Like, where are you now at this point of the movie?
At this point of the movie, I've been sucked in.
Yeah.
Like, that was something I actually noted. I was like, so cheesy, but it pulls you in. Because because I had forgotten completely. I was like, is it Harry? Is it not Harry? Because I remember the remake and how that ends. So I was like, is it like the remake, or did they go off script for like what's going on? So I
Yeah,
was
I can
very into
remember
it.
anything here.
Yeah, I was like, I'm into it. I want to know who's going around killing people, and I also want to know how strong they are that they can just rip out people's hearts. I'm like, this is impressive. So I was very into it at this point, and I was actually surprised by that.
Yeah, same. I was getting into it. It is 1981, but
True.
it is fun.
It is fun. Also, everybody's East Coast accents,
Yeah.
fucking fantastic.
At the party, the miner brutally kills Dave. His heart is subsequently found boiling in a pot of hot dogs being prepared in the kitchen. Okay, wait. Dave isn't just brutally killed, he's drowned in boiling hot dog water.
Yes.
While some of the effects of this movie are of its time, some are well done for its time, some are not great, and Dave being boiled with hot dogs are in the not so great. Like that water wasn't even boiling. It was
No.
not a great effect.
That was not the greatest effect. However, the after effects on his face,
Yes.
fantastic.
They were good.
So good.
Yeah. And the fact that it wasn't that good, being drowned in hot dogs filled water is it made it all passable. It's still fun.
Yeah.
Shortly after, Sylvia is impaled on a shower head by the miner. This is one of the scenes that shows more in the unrated version I did read, where you actually see.
Yeah.
But what the fuck was that guy doing when he went to get beers? Like he
What do you
took a
mean?
while.
He did take a while.
Yeah.
It
But
seemed like he took fucking forever, but I think he actually went like across the compound because they were hanging out like where the miners
get
come up
ready
from
to
the
go out.
mine,
Yeah.
get ready with the things and because they're the uniforms and whatever. So I think they were in a different building. So he had to cross to get it.
Yeah.
And she just laid there.
Yeah.
Just relaxing.
And you can tell the shower, like her head was impaled.
Yeah.
And the water was coming out of her mouth.
Can I tell you, like, when I realized that, because I actually rewound that scene because I was like, I don't think I saw that right. And you can kind of see where her chin is and the pipe, and you can see the water that's coming out has blood. And you're like, oh, that's what happens. Oh my God. Because when you see those showers, they're not, like really nice, like Moyer. They're not really nice shower heads. They're just pipes.
No. Yeah, there's pipes.
It's harsh.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God.
When the others realize Dave and Sylvia have been murdered, they contact authorities, but several of the party goers have already decided to enter the mines for fun. Great line by Axel. Harry Warden is here. Everyone get the fuck out. You don't get that to the point in a lot of horror movies, and get the fuck out they do, because it's like every man and woman for themselves.
Yep.
No one save for Axel and TJ sticks around to help. Newbie rushes into the mines with police to rescue them. The miner impales a large drill into Mike and Harriet. Who's Mike and Harriet? Oh, right. Mike
They
was
were the
one.
couple having
He was the one in the shower when the guy was like, Jesus, dude, just throw that over your shoulder.
Yes, they broke off from the group.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going to go back up, guys. But really, they just went down a different shaft.
Yeah.
So that Harriet could go down his shaft. It was like a whole thing.
Yeah. And you don't see the kill. You see the result of the kill.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if you actually see the kill. I'm very curious about the unrated version.
I'm curious too, because this satisfied me. This movie satisfied me with their killings.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder if I would be more satisfied or if I'd be like, it's a little excessive if I watch the unrated version.
Could be. Hollis finds them, him and his handlebar mustache. He gets scared, and the miner shoots a nail gun into Hollis's head. Horrified, Howard flees. Okay, first Hollis didn't just die. He made it back to the group and then died.
He did. Yeah.
Second, I identify and understand Howard completely in this movie. In his defense, that chick is like, I can't leave Hollis. And they're like, he's dead. And the guy moving toward us is the killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah's like, you can't just leave us, Howard. And Howard's like, watch me, bitch.
He was not playing around. Also, the actor that plays Howard, Alf Humphreys,
He has done a shitload. Oh my God.
he is in everything, everywhere. I guarantee you have watched at least 5 things he's in,
Yeah.
bare minimum.
I couldn't believe
Everybody
the
go
amount
look
of
him up.
crap he did. Yeah.
He's
He
in
did a lot.
everything. He does a lot of, I think, Hallmark and Lifetime movies, and he's just like, he's in every. I love him. Anyways, go on.
All right. So the remaining 4 try to climb to the top with the ladder, but discover a dead, beheaded Howard. There is a lot of killing in this movie.
There really is.
There's a lot of killing on screen, and there's a lot of killing off screen.
Mm-hmm.
While finding their way out, Axel drowns, and Patty is killed by the miner. How did stupid Patty die? That's the one that didn't want to leave Hollis.
Yeah, she didn't want to leave Hollis. Eventually, Sarah,
They go up the
Axel,
ladder.
and Thing, they go up the ladder. She's the one that keeps like, I can't go on. I can't go on.
That's
I'm like,
right.
What the fuck are you going to do? Oh, God, how does she get killed?
Yeah, see, I would have been catching up to her on that ladder.
I think she gets a pickaxe to her, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah, I would have been passing her like, out of my way, you dopey broad.
Yeah, well, you would have to climb over her.
Yeah, I would. Or grab her by the ankle and yank her down. Equality counts for stupid chicks. Okay, so the miner chases TJ and Sarah, and a fight ensues. The miner is revealed to be Axel.
Yes.
Who faked his own demise, drowning. Then a flashback shows that Axel's father was one of the supervisors killed by Harry Warden. As a child, Axel witnessed Harry Warden murdering his father and tearing out his heart, which traumatized him. Fair enough. TJ hits Axel with a rock, resulting in the tunnel collapsing, which trapped Axel as Newbie and the police arrive to rescue TJ and Sarah. Chief Newbie reveals to them that Harry Warden died 5 years earlier. TJ and Sarah hear a rescuer shout that Axel is still alive, and they rush back to the scene. They watch as Axel frees himself from the debris by amputating his arm. Did he amputate his arm?
He did. He was armless.
Oh, I missed that completely. That would explain the way he was running in a weird way.
Well, it was so funny because he starts running.
I just thought the crazy took over.
Well, when he started running away, I was like, he's not going to make it far. His arm is just like half gone.
He runs deeper into the mine, shouting threats that he and Harry Warden will return and murder everyone in town, and mumbling about Sarah being his Bloody Valentine. There's a tagline that didn't make that much sense. It seems to be implied that Axel's words are just words of insanity and blood loss, which it is also implied that he is dying from. The film ends with Axel laughing manically as a ballad from Harry Warden plays over the film credits. I like the ending song.
I liked the ending, period. It was a good, freaky, creepy ending.
Yeah, I like folk music too. So,
yeah, it was actually a really nice song, and I was kind of mad. I was like, oh, this is a great song.
And that is our movie from 1981. Our first.
Yeah, it is.
My Bloody Valentine. So, what is your score?
So my score is a little weird. I'm a buy it. Buy it. Because you know what? It is a classic low-budget horror from the 80s. I found myself engaged with it. It was well-paced. It has smart use of FX and the way they stage the kills. Lots of creepy moments throughout. It wasn't an overall creepy movie, but it did have creepy moments, which I actually liked because they snuck up on you. And you're watching and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, God. Ew. Why would they do that? It was entertaining and I enjoyed it a lot. And honestly, right now on Prime, you can buy it for $4.99. So I say buy it because it'll make a nice rewatch. When you're having
buy it for $4.99.
Yeah,
I rented it for $4.99.
Bought it for $4.99, my friend.
Oh, I watched it last week.
Oh, see, I watched it yesterday, I think.
Yeah, okay. New week, yeah.
So when I went to, I was like, I wonder if they're renting it for cheaper. I was like, they're renting it for $4.99, or I can buy it for $4.99. So I just bought it for $4.99. But even if it was $10.99 or even $14.99, I'd still buy it because this Yes, it's a cheesy 80s horror movie, but it holds up. Like, it's still creepy. The kills are still good. You can still make fun of what everybody's wearing and how they're acting. Like, it's an entertaining film. It's an entertaining hour and a half.
All right. My score.
Hit me.
When looking back at older slashers from the 70s and early 80s, like Black Christmas and Terror Train, this ranks in between. It is no Black Christmas, but it is far better than Terror Train, and it leans more toward Black Christmas than Terror Train. It is not the greatest acted, but it is fun. Its effects are a product of a time, which means sometimes they look great, sometimes they look like things you can now buy in the dollar store. The editing and pacing was a little off in some places, but overall, it's a fun movie. If I saw this on sale and it was the unrated cut, I would buy it. But as is, I can't recommend buying it because of the amount of time I'm going to rewatch this. Will I rent it again down the road? Sure. If it pops up on streaming service down the road, yes. But I can recommend renting it at a regular price. I would definitely buy the unrated version. Yeah. Just because my curiosity, I would add the unrated version to my collection. I would be pissed if it wasn't as good, but I don't see that.
Yeah.
Because this is just cheesy as is. It can either be better or cheesier, which is a win-win.
Exactly.
So that movie as is, I would say rent it. Unrated version, I would add it to my collection. I actually might search this one out and try to find it unrated.
Yeah. See, when I think of slumber party horror movies, this is a movie that I would think of. Like, if I was a teenager today, oh yeah, I'd put this shit on and we would be harshly making fun of all of their clothing, their makeup, their hairstyles, all of that stuff. And then we would also be making fun of the way they act, but we would also be grossed out enough by all the random hearts, all the murders, like that kind of stuff. It has a nice balance for entertainment's value.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, for sure. Much better than Terror Train.
Oh my God, yeah. Like I said, this is no Black Christmas, but it does head to that direction more.
Yeah. That's why when I was watching it, I was like, this isn't as creepy as Black Christmas.
No,
but it has a lot of the same elements.
Yeah.
So like, there are some times where you're just like, oh, okay, like this is just a regular cheesy 80s movie. You forget the horror part.
Yeah.
And then the horror part like sneaks up and smacks you in the head and you're like, oh, right. Horror movie. Gotcha.
All right. So we have a buy it and a rent it for this version and a buy it from me if you're looking at the unrated version.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that was My Bloody Valentine 1981.
Congratulations. You just had one of your childhood movie memories vindicated. Or they just eviscerated it. I don't know. This is a generic one-size-fits-all type of ending to the podcast. So thank you for listening, and please join Anna and Jimmy next time for another episode of the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast. If you dare to go back and watch that movie you remember liking,